All right, let's bring in the mayor of Charlottesville, Mr. Lloyd Snook. Mayor, thank you so much for joining us. I know this is such a chaotic time. We certainly send our condolences. So many details I know are still unfolding about this, Mayor. Do we know anything yet about the moments leading up to that shooting on the team bus?
I know a little bit from what folks have said in various Twitter feeds and the Facebook feeds, none of which I'm going to give any credence to here today. So the simple answer is no, not really.
Okay. We know that there was a manhunt for this alleged gunman who has since been taken into custody. That manhunt lasting for hours, more than 12. What all went into tracking him down?
Well, what happened, this happened about 10:30 at night last night, and he was eventually arrested about 70 miles away at about 11:30 in the morning, 11 o'clock, somewhere around there. Obviously, the first thing they were trying to do was to figure out where he could possibly be, and they, I think, pretty well determined that he was not in Charlottesville. But he lives in Petersburg, which Henrico County, where he was arrested, is kind of on the way there. There's some thought that maybe he was trying to head back home.
And we know that this alleged gunman reportedly had made threats of violence in the past. I don't know what more you can tell us about those past threats. And of course, hindsight is always 20/20. But Mayor, should more have been done to try to prevent this?
Well, I'm going to dodge the question a little bit. You're asking the wrong guy. The police department will know a lot more, and they will release more when they are in a more secure position with all of that. At this point, those of us on the civil side of things, all we're looking for is to sort of help people adjust and cope with the grief that they're feeling. I'm right now at a church where we've just had a church service to remember those who were killed, and for everybody to jointly express grief. That's really what my focus is on right now. I'll leave it to the police and the prosecutors those other questions.
Absolutely. And Mayor, certainly we respect, your role in all this as the mayor of this community that has now been forced into this situation that is so hard for so many people to grasp. How is the community remembering these players? What can you tell us about these victims?
Well, they were three football players on the UVA football team. One of them in particular, Lavelle Davis. I think a lot of folks thought that he might well be playing in the pros in another year or two. He was a very talented wide receiver. The other two obviously also had some talent. They were here on scholarship at a pretty good college. So they are remembered as good athletes. They're also remembered as just good people. I've talked to some folks who had taught them at UVA who just remembered that they were just good people who liked to learn, who were there at UVA for all the right reasons, not just a couple of years of college eligibility and on to the pros, but they valued having a good education, and that's why they came.
Absolutely. And these three young men, cut down in their prime. It's absolutely senseless violence. Mayor, what is your message to your city, to Charlottesville?
Well, the first message I would want to give to Charlottesville is something that I think we all have to be reminded of from time to time, which is that we are more than the last worst thing that happened to us. We are a community that we care about one another. We want to see good things happen to the UVA students who come. Charlottesville is really built around the University of Virginia, and that's very important to us. The real issue, though, I think, is for the college students in particular. I think college students tend to come to colleges thinking that the dangers of life are external, that there are dangers, they're not expecting dangers from other students as much. And so when this has happened with apparently the perpetrator being another student, another member of the football team, or a former member of the football team, that's just particularly distressing and particularly jarring and particularly painful.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.